This week's parsha, the fifth aliyah, Perek Yudal Chav Beis. The famous words of Aser to Aser, the mitzvah of giving Meiser. Gemara says, Aser b'shvil shitis Asher. That the double lashon of giving Meiser, it's telling us, Aser, give Meiser so you should become wealthy. Now, right, what's the pshat? Where does that come? How does that happen? So there are those that say that the reason is because that if you were a treasurer, and I'm giving you my money to be a treasurer to watch over my money, so I'll give you X amount of money to see that if you're responsible. The moment you show that you're responsible, I'm going to give you more money. And the more responsible you show me, right, the more money I will give you. And that's why you're giving tzedakah, the Rebbeinu Shalom's money. Hashem's showing you, you're showing Hashem rather, that you're responsible, I'm going to give you more money. That's one pshat. Others say that's not the pshat. Pshat is that there's a concept of mitzvah gereres mitzvah. One mitzvah follows the other. You do one mitzvah, you're right away given the opportunity to do another mitzvah. Therefore, if you give tzedakah, Hashem is going to give you more money in order to give more tzedakah, right? I saw a very interesting pshat that says something that's completely different than most people learn, and that is that there's a Mishnah in Pirkei Avos that says the following. It says, Ezu usher, what's the real definition of being an usher? That doesn't mean you could have $1 million in your bank account. You have $10 million. You could have $1 billion in your bank account. But if you're always looking for the more money, for the next million, for the next $1 billion, you're not really considered to be an usher. What is a real usher? What is a real wealthy person? Hasemech bechalkai. Someone who's happy with what he has. And that's what this pasuk is telling me. Aser b'shil shitis asher. Because if you give tzedakah, right, Hashem is going to give you an opportunity to give more tzedakah, and more tzedakah, eventually, right, you're not going to have any more money. So how do you do that in order to be able to keep on giving tzedakah? You have to create some kind of a budget. And you know what? I'm not going to spend X amount of money. I want this. You know what? I got to think about this. I got to look at my budget and see if it fits, right? That's what spending, right? And being happy with what you have. The only way to do that is being happy with what you have. Ezu asher hasemech bechalkai. Someone who keeps on giving tzedakah could only give that tzedakah if he's happy with what he has. And therefore, if he's happy with what he has, he now attained the level of ashirus, the real definition of being wealthy. And that is being samech bechalkai, being happy with what he has.